beams are driving me absolutely crackers. Indeed, the GRU unit Y4821 seems to be coordinating the psychotronic beaming of a psychiatric patient in the United Kingdom, which is very interesting to consider. Indeed, this almost proves that the GRU have almost total control over the intelligence services of the United Kingdom. Indeed, it's really quite a scary concept to consider. Indeed, the psychotronic beaming that is constantly being targeted at me via radiation is weakening me physically and mentally. Indeed, the psychotronic beaming is beginning to drive me absolutely crazy. However, I'm not going to run around in the street doing crazy things so that the Wiltshire Police Department can pick me up. So whatever the GRU are trying to do with me in terms of this mind control targeted individual program experiment is not going to work. Indeed, they are beaming things through my screen, also attempting to weaken me as much as possible so that I stop making these videos, basically, which isn't going to happen. Do not be fooled by the view count on this YouTube channel. Hundreds of thousands of people watch these videos, which is very interesting to consider. Indeed, my product is respected by various networks and loathed by various networks also. Indeed, the GRU connections of the Warminster Police Department via Warminster Military Base and the Defence Intelligence, British Military Intelligence networks there that are connected to the GRU via pro-Soviet factions. Indeed, these are run by a man called Anthony Graham. Now, I don't know if this is a code name or it is his real name, but this network works for the Ministry of Defence contractors around Palantir, and they are attempting to basically phase me out over time so that I will be incarcerated in a lunatic asylum, and this society will forget that I was ever here, which is what I believe the GRU want. It's all very interesting to consider really what exactly is going on, especially the Palantir connections to the GRU. This is all very interesting indeed. The Nazi-Soviet agenda seems to be one continuum, coordinated in Britain by various British intelligence factions that are pro-Soviet in their sympathies, often via local Communist Party leanings, interestingly. Indeed, this is all psychopolitics of Lavrenti Beria style ideologies. Indeed, it's crazy to consider the fact that Britain is actually an appendage of the Soviet Union via networks of the GRU running the British intelligence services. Interestingly, in accordance with Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst networks and various secret societies such as the Asiatic Brethren, all of these networks are interlinking in communion for the control of the British intelligence services. And it's all very, very strange indeed. I believe that the Porton Down networks and the networks of the Warminster military base are putting out information that I am a GRU agent, which is not actually the truth. Indeed, the Porton Down networks and Warminster military base factions that are basically putting out this information are majority percentage of themselves pro-Soviet networks of intelligence operatives acting in accordance with Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst directives, and the information that they are putting out about me isn't actually true. I am not a GRU agent. I am not a Russian spy. Indeed, it's all very interesting to consider. I often create my own smoke screens which cause a lot of confusion for people. But this is interesting. What's going down in this small town of Warminster is very interesting indeed, with networks of gang stalkers coordinated by the military base and Freemasonic networks attempting to basically cause me chaos in my mind and basically operating in an attempt to scare me out of town, which means there is something going on in this town that the British military intelligence factions and the Freemasons do not want me to be discovering. However, I believe that I may have already discovered it and talked about it on a previous video indeed. The organ trade seems to have an interconnecting link here through the C.J. Robbins butcher shop. It's very interesting that these butcher shops are all interconnecting in the organ trade. So it's very, very strange indeed. The networks of the Bank of England through the Field family are attempting to convince me that I am a 35-year-old British man. However, I do not believe this is actually true, and that I am actually a KGB double through the Romanian intelligence services of the guy who was born in Swindon and brought up in Calm. So it's all very interesting. I'm basically being used in a large intelligence mind control experiment, the end game of which I'm not entirely sure about. So it's all very interesting to consider. And indeed, the fingerprints of intelligence are all over my life. So it's all very strange, really, what is going on. Indeed, I'm actually quite afraid. I'm very afraid of the intelligence services. I would not have any communication with the Russian military intelligence services because I tend to stay away from the intelligence services, because the intelligence services like to reprogram me and attempt to utilize me for some sort of function. So I avoid the intelligence services as much as I possibly can, which is very interesting considering the Warminster networks are putting out information I am some sort of on some sort of Russian human intelligence gathering mission. Indeed, if that's the case, then I'm certainly already exposed. And also, the Russian military intelligence services do not like schizophrenics. The GRU absolutely despise schizophrenics. They treat them terribly. And no foreign intelligence agency would employ me in the condition I am in. So it's crazy to think that people think that I'm on some sort of human intelligence gathering mission in Warminster. Indeed, there were certain aspects of Warminster that I wish to analyse, especially the Wiltshire Police rings in Warminster. But I've already done an analysis of these networks in a previous video, and I will not be targeting the local population anymore at all. So it's very interesting indeed. I have other avenues of research that I wish to make inquiries in, and I'll be working on these in the coming weeks and coming months as I attempt to decode intelligence machinations, many of which do link to Warminster through the factions of the GRU that are coordinating operations of the Defence Intelligence Structure via pro-Soviet operatives at the Warminster military base. Indeed, it is all very interesting to consider that these networks are all interlinking, and basically I'm trying to work out how all of this connects to the endgame agenda that I've spoken about in many previous videos regarding the Mad Housekeepers Guild and the networks of German psychiatrists that basically planned this endgame, and how they interconnect with the psychopolitical ideals that were created in the Soviet years, and how all of these ideologies and the operatives that tout these ideologies, how all of these things and networks link up basically. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, the beaming is really beginning to destroy me. The beaming is beginning to destroy my body and my mind. And it's interesting that the level of radiation seems to be rising. So it's possible that I could just soon drop dead. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there.